Hey, yo, peace, what's up, y'all? This your big homie, Big Mike, checking in, Real Talk TV. Hope you guys are having a good day so far, man. And thanks for tuning into the video. I appreciate it. To my new subs and loyal subs, man, I want to thank you guys for y'all support, man. I love and appreciate you guys from the heart, man, all right? So, before I start in this video, I want to throw out a little disclaimer. This is going to be a super difficult video, maybe for some of you guys. This is going to be a touchy subject for some. Because I understand we live in a hypersensitive society nowadays, and people getting their feelings about everything nowadays. So, especially when it concerns the topic that I'm going to discuss, and that's the topic of age. Is 18 years old really an adult? Is 18 years old an adult? As per the law, 18 years old is considered a legal adult. You are allowed to join the military. When I turned 18 years old on my 18th birthday, you know what I got in the mail? A letter for selective service to make me eligible to join the military. And at 18 years old, you are eligible to join the military and die in combat. That doesn't sound like a child to me. So those of you guys talking about 18 as a child, stop it. 18 years old is an adult, and I don't care what anyone says about it. They are an adult, as per the law, right? And the reason I bring that up, the reason I'm talking about that is because I recently saw a video on this pastor he married an 18-year-old young woman, not child, but young woman. And granted, now the age difference was a little creepy. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It was a bit of a hell of a gap. He was 63 and she's 18. Now, I do not agree with that at all. Me personally, I don't see why a 63-year-old man would want to marry a woman that young, even though she's legally an adult as per the law. The experience gap, the wisdom gap, the knowledge gap is so wide, it's like you can't even relate to somebody with a gap that wide, you know? So I don't understand that, but people were in their feelings on this video. There was in their feelings in the comment section. That's, you know, to be expected. You know, that's very uncommon for a guy 63 to want to marry an 18-year-old woman. But at the end of the day, there's nothing no one can do about that. She's legally allowed to do so. At 18 years old, you also are allowed to move out on your own. When I was 18 years old, we were treated like adults. There was none of this kiddie stuff going on nowadays, whereas people in society want to coddle 18-year-olds like they're children. At 18 years old, you are also, if you commit a crime, you are also then allowed to be tried as an adult and get the book thrown at you. Does that sound like a child to you? That at 18 years old, you can die in combat, you can move out on your own, you can go to prison for life if you commit a felony. And some of these juveniles, they hold these kids until they turn 18 so they can try them as an adult. Because then by the letter of the law, you are then considered an adult. So 18 years old is not a child. And society nowadays has gotten soft when it comes to age and claiming that 18 years old are children. Now I get it. For those of us who are much older than 18 years old, to us 18 years old does seem like a child because they're still green, you know what I mean? They are inexperienced as an adult because they're just beginning their journey as an adult. But they are by no means children. By no means. At 18 years old, in my generation, you were considered a man or a woman. If you are able to move out on your own, join the military, go to prison, and you can even play professional sports at 18 years old. You can become a professional fighter at 18 years old, fighting grown men, talking 35 years old men at 18. So 18 years old is not a child. So we need to get back to treating these young adults like adults and stop babying them and stop coddling them, and we wonder why society gotten so soft. 18 years old back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s was way different than it is now. Children, it's like people are afraid to grow up. We treat 18 years old like children, call 30 the new 20, call 40 the new 30, call 50 the new 40. No. 20 is 20, 30 is 30, 40 is 40, 50 is 50, no matter how you cut it, slice it, or dice it. Let's stop it. being afraid to embrace adulthood. And these 18-year-olds, even though they are inexperienced, they're by no means children. They reach puberty years before they turned 18. 18 by letter of the law, they are considered an adult. So let's stop treating them like children. 21 years old, you are legally allowed to drink alcohol. You are not a child. By no means. Even though you're 70 years old and you may look at an 18-year-old like a child, which I understand that, but they are still not a child. They're just not as experienced as you are. That's all that is. 18 years old is not a child, and I don't care what anyone says about it. And another thing that I don't get is which is why I proposed the question earlier, is 18 years old really an adult? Is because we try to tell these young adults how to live their lives once they reach that age. That time from birth up until 18 years old is the parent's job to train your child in the way that they should go and hope that they don't steer away from it. But if they do, that's their decision. That's their decision. There's nothing you can do about it at that point. You should trust in the teachings that you instilled in that child over the years, during their formative years. And once they reach the age of accountability, once they reach the age of adulthood, as per the letter of the law, you got to trust what you taught them, that they'll follow that path. And if they stray off that path, yes, it's still a job as a parent to keep them on the right path. But if they say, Mom, Dad, I'm going to go my own way, there's nothing you could do. And if they want to make their decisions to date whoever they want to date, there's nothing you could do at that point. Like I said, all you can do is trust in your teachings that you instilled in them over the years and pray that they make the right decision. But let's stop trying to hold these kids' hand. Even in nature teaches you that. When a young lion gets to be a little too big to be hanging around, he gets kicked out. Hey, go start your own thing. He got to go find another pride. He got to find his own pride. Birds get thrown from the nest. You got to leave the nest. Like the quote, like they say, leave the nest. That's where that comes from. So once you reach 18, you are then an adult as per the law. If they can do all these things to 18 years old, 18-year-old young people, like allow them to join the military without their parents' consent, they can get married on their own. You know what I'm saying? They can move out on their own and live on their own, support themselves. So they're not children. And I stopped treating them like that. And then we wonder why society got so soft. Because we babying these freaking kids, man. If they grown up, hey, they grown up. They're going to go through life. They're going to make the mistakes like everybody else. Us, the previous generation and the parents, it's our job to help them not make those mistakes by teaching them when we should have taught them. Once they're 18, hey, hey, I mean, their decision is their decision. You can still hope to guide them as best you can, but they're not children by that point. So let's stop treating them like children. Hey, if you got any gripe with what I said, if you disagree, that's fine too. You can leave your comments in the comment section. And if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe if you ain't subscribed already. This is conversations I like to have, you know what I'm saying? Because society, we like to be politically correct now and agree with everything people tells us. Oh, 18 years old is a child, and everybody else want to agree with that. When I'm like, 18 years old is not a child. Says who? That's not a child. As per the letter of the law, you are allowed to do the things that adults do. You just don't have the knowledge yet. You're still green, but that's like everybody. Everybody at one point in their life was 18 years old. And when you was 18, you swear you was grown. Now, granted, you made mistakes along the way, but that's what comes with the territory of becoming an adult. You got to learn, you got to take your bumps, you got to take your bruises, and experience is the best teacher. But let's stop treating these freaking 18-year-old kids, well, young adults rather, I'm sorry, forgive me. Let's stop treating these 18 years old young adults like they're children, because they're not children by no stretch of the imagination. They're just inexperienced. Anyway, that's all I got, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, again, hit that like button, subscribe if you ain't subscribed already. And hit me up in the comments, man. You got, something that's against, if you don't agree with what I said, excuse me, or if you agree, hit me up and let me know, all right? All right, till next time, just your homie Big Mike checking out, man. Y'all be blessed. Peace.